Claquete. Okay, this is Bella. Freedom to be art. Podcast. And obviously, it's a live podcast, as you can see. Então aqui é Bella. Liberdade para ser arte. Podcast. E vocês estão vendo, está sendo filmado. So the first thing that we're gonna go through, right? That everybody's asking. Primeira coisa que nós vamos esclarecer, que todo mundo perguntou, sobre o que você vai falar. What are you going to talk about? So about, what is this about? Sobre o que é esse podcast? Esse podcast é sobre empreendedorismo de mulheres. So this podcast is about women's entrepreneurship, yes. And obviously men. Nobody can live separate. Ninguém pode viver separado, então obviamente vai ser para mulheres e para homens. Um dando apoio para o outro, né? So, what is the first thing that we're going to learn about this podcast? Qual que é a primeira coisa que nós vamos aprender sobre esse podcast? Ele não é convencional. This podcast isn't conventional, okay? It's not going to be conventional. Which is a good thing. You're going to have a little bit of English, a little bit of Portuguese. Você vai ter um pouquinho de português, um pouquinho de inglês. Isso é bom, certo? This is good, right? Okay, so the purpose of this is for you to be able to conquer the world in a positive manner, okay? Not in a evil, Dr. Evil kind of way. Qual que é o objetivo? É você conquistar o mundo, mas não que nem o Dr. Evil, né? Do Austin Powers, oh my god. Okay, do filme Austin Powers, so from the movie Austin Powers, is actually to conquer the world, para conquistar o mundo de uma forma positiva, né? E você vai precisar do teu inglês. You're gonna need your English. Obviously, I teach English language as well as I sing. I'll tell you about myself. Obviamente, eu dou aula de inglês e eu também canto. Mas eu vou te contar sobre a minha pessoa. E tem essa luz que tá aparecendo ali no fundo, eu vou ter que desligar essa luz. Okay, give me 1 second, and I will be back. Okay, de volta à conversa. So, back to the conversation. So, I will call myself Bella, but you all know my real name, right? But I'll call myself Bella, okay? For the sake of this podcast, vou me chamar de Bella, né? Claro, é por causa do podcast, né? So, we're gonna be talking about what is the business world like for women today, okay? As I am a singer, a jazz singer, I wouldn't put a label on it. I'm an Afro-American music singer, so everything that comes from Afro music. Yes, it started in churches and I love it, okay? It started in America and we have a lot of famous, renowned singers and musicians, a lot of females that came from this background. Everything was very restricted and hard at that time. When we're talking about the 1920s, when jazz really started flourishing. Okay, not just a jazz singer, I'm also a teacher. Yes, I'm a teacher. I teach English language and also a little bit of music. Yeah, the vocal techniques. I'm a lyricist, okay? So what do? I get the songs in Spanish or Portuguese and I literally create a poetic understanding and meaning of that song to English with the student. That is my role. That is the purpose and that is the reason why I do that. I love it, okay? What else do I do? What do you do? I want to know what you do. Eu quero saber o que você faz. I want to know where you come from. I want to know what are your needs? What are your wants? Quero saber quais são as suas vontades, quais são as suas necessidades intelectuais, espirituais, so spiritually, materially speaking, yeah? Okay, so I am also an art curator. What does that mean? I write projects funded by the Brazilian government and many other governments around the world for myself and for other artists. How does that work? You get the project, your project if you want, or the artist, and you polish, obviously, all the idea. So there's a lot of writing involved, yes, a lot of sitting down and sleepless nights and so on. And you present that to the government. It could be in any part of this country, in Brazil, because I am based in Brazil, okay, for some of you that don't know. So I am based in Brazil and in the south of the country. And then you present this idea with demos, videos, and obviously all the text and documents that are needed to prove that, you know, you exist. And the person who writes the project is entitled to 15% maximum of the total amount, okay? Maximum, depending on the project. But literally you're responsible for everything as well, from hiring to literally getting the stage ready and everything that it's in a festival, food, you know, F&B, everything has to do with you. And you have to know your math. You have to know your math, because you're going to be able to literally repeat this once a year or twice a year with different artists or yourself. But you do have to do your taxes, and you do have to find a person who is trustworthy, who can do that for you. Okay, cutting this story short, so I have been doing this for 15 years now, and I've been in the industry for nearly 25 years. So in the industry, in the art industry, in the music industry. What else do I do? I make clothes. So I'm a designer, I'm a fashionista. So dresses are my like strong spot. Yeah, I love doing that. And also, I love to teach the basics of meditation. Okay? The basics of meditation, because this really helped me to get where I am today. I am not a millionaire just yet. Just yet, guys. Just yet. But I will be. Maybe a billionaire. There was a millionaire. Okay, some people will say, you don't need money to be happy. That is a misconception, okay? What it means is, money will not give you what you don't have within yourself, okay? So, if you lead a simple life, which I do lead a simple life, okay guys? Everything here is handmade and done by me, and literally I'm proud of myself. I'm really proud of myself, okay? But if I win the lottery today, this is mindset, okay? This is business mindset. This is your life, your personal mindset for your emotional growth. If you're not happy with what you have, and I'm not saying that you have to be cheery when you can't pay your bills, okay? Or I don't know, when something went bust and literally you're like, I don't know where I'm gonna go, I don't know what I'm gonna do. But what I'm saying is that if you find in yourself happiness enough to be grateful in simple, silly moments, and very precious ones as well. A hug, a phone call, somebody saying they love you, somebody reading your silences, getting a flower, just buying a flower pot in the supermarket when you're coming out, even though you're scared because you just left your kidney there in the counter. That's a Brazilian saying, by the way. But the business side of an artist's life is a forever learning process. To know, and you guys know that, whoever's listening to this, and obviously is a woman or a man, regardless of being a man or a woman, okay? It is hard sometimes to get through the initial phases, and I can speak for myself. What I have to say is, if I win the lottery today, I will still be the same person that I am now. I'm not saying that I'm not gonna treat myself to nice things, okay? That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that I love myself, I love my life, I love my body, I love my physical and my spiritual body. When I'm not forgiving with myself, I feel bad and I snap out of it and I tell myself, I forgive myself for being angry. I forgive myself for not accepting my flaws. I forgive myself for having done something that was wrong, either to others or to me, emotionally. Speaking badly to yourself, about yourself, blaming yourself for, this is the most common thing, right? Blaming yourself for things not working out as you wished, for people misunderstanding you. That is the worst poison. That is the worst poison. Why did I go through some phases that like business was really bad for me? I would say personal relations, like friends. I have good friends. I have really, really amazing friends, okay? But everybody's really far away from each other, living in different continents. But I am blessed to say that I do have friends, and when I need them, they're there for me. And they do read my silences. But I have seen a lot of people like win the lottery per se, but have success, financial success, and die alone. I have seen that. And obviously I was their friend, but they're very reluctant on believing people from the bad experiences that they had, trying to build friendships after they built an empire. And I'm talking about millions here, okay? Their internal pain was so huge, was so big, that they generated a cancer. And, you know, that's not rare, actually. That's actually very, very, very common, okay? For me, it was very sad. Sad isn't the word. It was heartbreaking 1,000 times to see that. But watching my friend going through that made me realize I wanted so much to have financial success. At that time, this was like, when was that? Oh my God. This was like 17 years ago. It seems like it was yesterday. 17 years ago. It's crazy, isn't it? So, this person gave me a lot of advice. Some advice was very good. Some advice, I respect this person, wasn't so good, because he didn't believe in humanity anymore. He didn't believe in the good of people. That's why he got sick. And what I was seeing there was an example, a story unfolding, a book, a guidebook right in front of me of what I should do and what I shouldn't do. So money is important, but you have to build connection with yourself first. If you don't build connection with yourself first, if you don't accept yourself, if you don't love yourself, if you don't allow yourself To forgive yourself for the mistakes and the stupid things that you say sometimes, because I have said some stupid things. Yeah. Some silly things. Not in the sense that they were dumb, but in the sense that they were harsh. They were harsh things. In regards to life, and when I got mad with the people around me, with the lack of intellectual, emotional, material, and spiritual resources, knowledge, I was lacking that. I was thinking that, at one point I was thinking, if I have all this cash, if I have money, if I have success, everything else will follow. But the truth is, it doesn't work this way, guys. It just doesn't work this way. And I'm not saying here in any way, okay, for anybody that you need to learn through hardship and through suffering, because that's BS. That's BS. We were wired to believe that we need to learn through suffering, other ways we don't value it, and that's not true. You don't need to lose your arm to know that you value your arm, right? You don't need to lose a leg to know that you value your leg. You don't need to lose your mother to know that even though your mother sometimes is a freaking pain in the... you love her and she has value. Okay, some people have really difficult mothers, but still, she put you into this world. Some people have violent mothers, then you just literally don't have contact because you respect yourself. If you have any sort of violence going on in your life, I live close to the cathedral so you can hear the bells, right? If you have any person that was violent to you in any way, narcissistic behavior, obviously you're entitled to saying no, okay? It's obvious. You're gonna feel guilty at the beginning because victims, and I don't like to use the word victim for myself as well. I was a victim. No. But the person who is being dragged into that sick game shouldn't feel guilty. But because we're very humane, we do. And it doesn't mean that you're perfect. It doesn't mean that you're perfect. Okay? But going back to my friend, which I nearly said his name, so going back to my friend, he was really worried that his ex-wife would take all the money, okay? He recovered from the first time he had cancer. And obviously, we told him, my family and I and friends told him that he needed to stop with the bad habits, like sleeping late, like drinking alcohol, and so on, right? The thoughts as well. The thoughts are very toxic. And he was just so worried that, his ex-wife, because she had tried to put him in jail, even though he gave her half of everything that he had, and so on, and he was just scared that she was going to do something. So, cut the story short, this person took 60 odd years to build an empire. And because he did not sort out his internal problems, and he did not let or allow anybody to help him or give him choices of different traditional or holistic treatments that he could have to cleanse this, to transform this energy. He was just in constant fear and constant irritation. He passed away a year after that. And obviously, his ex-wife kept everything that he built. I don't judge her. I don't blame her. I know they had issues. This is not about judging. But what am I saying? I'm saying that he took 60 odd years to build a freaking empire. And as soon as it was done, he didn't enjoy it. He was just fearful and just focusing on things that They're not real. Okay, they hurt sometimes, but they're not real and they're not your life. He built this empire and left it. So the goal of this conversation is, you want to build an empire? Me too. So do I. But start building the empire inside your soul, your spirit, your mind, your intellect. Let's face it, this planet is like a pressure pan. It's like a pressure pan. There's many of us in different levels of understanding what love is about, or even knowing that love is something, right? So the first question that I marked down was like, who am I, right? So I am Sibel, but I'm not my profession. I am not Sibel the singer. I am not Sibel the teacher. I am not Sibel the costume designer. I am not Sibel the vocal coach. I am not Sibel the lyricist. I am not Sibel the jazz curator. I'm not Sibel the graphic designer. I'm not Sibel the filmmaker. I'm not Sibel the podcaster. That's not who I am. Who are you? Who are you? Who are you? I want to know, who are you? You're not your profession. You're not your profession. If we strip your profession away from you now, are you going to be depressed? If the internet's gone tomorrow, and I can't do the podcast, and I can't share my music on the internet, because this is how people do it now, everything is shared over the internet. If I am not my profession, who am I? There lies the success, okay? I'm telling you, I'm slowly discovering this. I am not the labels, and you are not the labels that people give you. People tend to accept you as a profession. You are not a profession. You are not a profession. You are you. What does that mean? You are joyfulness. You are happiness. Your solution. Your self-love, your self-care, your self-awareness, your self-analysis, your self-forgiveness. You are this planet. The planet is you. You are the universe, all of it. And the universe is you. You are the cosmos, and the cosmos is you. All of you. Every cell, every word, every whisper, every breath, every blink, every tear, every smile. That's who we are. Now, a lot of us would describe ourselves differently. I've got a runny nose. Disgusting. We're here on this planet, and I'm not going to be perfect, okay? I'm not going to be perfect. This is planet Earth. Imperfection is beautiful as well, and it's taken me a long time to actually learn that. Imperfection is beautiful, and I'm not saying committing a crime, okay guys? I'm not saying not separating your organics from your rubbish. I'm not saying that, okay? I'm just saying that it's so beautiful that we are all different, obviously being good-hearted and humans with humanity. Humanitarians. You don't need to have a label written, I'm a humanitarian, but you need to act like one and be one when nobody's looking, right? So, from my own experiences, whenever I stop meditating, whenever I literally am pushed into somebody's reality of chaos, my fault as well. Whenever I am pushed into somebody's reality of chaos, my life turns into why? Because I'm imperfect. Who has the power to pull you and push you to their Your partner? Your family? Does that mean that they're bad or good or they're evil? No, it doesn't. It just means that sometimes romantic relationships and family relationships are not healthy. It could be for a while, it could be for a day, it could be for, I don't know, for a year, for years, for a lifetime. But we have to learn how to put our finger on it and identify it. The truth is, if you don't allow yourself to heal and to be alone, and I don't mean loneliness, I mean solitude, okay? You need to learn how to enjoy your solitude. I didn't know how to do that until like 4 years, 5 years ago. I didn't know how to be with me. So when we're talking about women's and men's business, growth, financial growth, intellectual growth, because this is all in alignment, spiritual growth, you need to take care of your body. You need to eat properly, and you don't need to be a freak, okay? But you need to put an effort. You need to work out. Your body needs the dopamine, natural dopamine. People are taking meds to go to sleep. This kills, okay, guys? Like, humans are over drinking, overeating, over watching things on the net that are not healthy. Now we're gonna talk about like healthy mindset. Making dirty jokes about women and men, or using sarcasm as a form of entertainment, using horror as a form of entertainment, using fear as a form of entertainment. All these things, we're going to be talking about this because this is just a briefing, right? Everything affects your neurons. Have you ever heard about neuroplasticity, neuroscience? So when we're watching and listening and reading things that we call entertainment, we are actually generating and allowing disorders to happen within ourselves. So there are conditions that literally arise from allowing yourself to watch very negative things, to listen to negative things, negative conversations, negative music. And you can debate this as much as you want, because you're going to debate with the scientists. When you watch things and you take part on things that are negative, either through listening or to watching, it will manifest in your financial life, in your physical life, appearance, internal organs, your brain. Yes. So you're going to feel the finances there, and spiritually, which is going to affect everything. Your sleep, the way that you see life, the way that you get in touch with people, the way you connect with your family, with your loved ones, with your friends. So I'm not here to convince you like, oh, you shouldn't watch horror movies. Then there's somebody saying to me, oh, but I love horror movies, they're so exciting, blah, blah, blah. And I respect it. Okay, I did say blah, 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 okay. But I respect it, but I am not going to do it because I know the effects that it has. If somebody offers, like, Sibel, I have a role for you as an actress, but you have to do the role of a killer, I will not do it. Say, but you're gonna be a millionaire. You're gonna be a millionaire. Sorry, I'm not gonna do that. Because the consequences of my choices will come and will arise. sooner or later. My physical body, my intellect, my brain, my material life, and my spiritual life. And this is not a joke, guys. We have what you like to call meditation gurus all over the globe, the best meditation guides, and the best who do not charge. Do not charge, okay? They do it to help humanity. Not for fame, not for money, they do it to help humanity. They have told us time and time again. We had like Krishna, Jesus, Gautama, which we call Buddha, and so many other messengers of love, regardless of religions and doctrines, okay guys? Because I'm not a freak towards this. I respect every religion and every doctrine. But what we have to think about is if we have read, if you have read books about quantum harmonics, quantum physics, neuroscience, neuroplasticity, and meditation, you know that everything that you focus on, you create. And I'm not saying that you're gonna focus on a monster and you're gonna freaking create a monster, okay? I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is, when you focus on the negative, it manifests in several different ways in your life. And a very common one is to have health issues. That's a very common one. Depression, anxiety, but it comes gradually. And then the loss of financial power. So sometimes you're climbing up a ladder, and look, it's not just that, okay? Stressing yourself out as well. Not forgiving is one of the things that really makes you lose emotional balance, material wealth and balance, and spiritual balance. We're not gonna be aligned 24/7. During the day, somebody's gonna make a loud noise like somebody just did now, and you're gonna be like, what the heck, right? But then you know how to bring yourself down to a loving level and to say, like, how ridiculous was I getting annoyed with that, right? And even if it wasn't a ridiculous situation, if somebody hurt you today, or this past week, or this past month, or this past year, or years ago, if somebody hurt your feelings deeply, and believe me, I know how that feels. If somebody hurt your feelings in any way, if somebody stole money from you, doesn't matter how much. If somebody cheated you, if somebody abandoned you when you most needed them, you're allowed to be angry, unhappy, shed some tears, okay? But don't allow yourself to hang around that moment for very long. Because you're building your own prison brick by brick. They harmed you, and you are building a prison around you. And it's your choice. And then it's going to affect your financial life. And then you say, oh, but money isn't everything. Yes, guys, but we need money to pay bills, to buy things that we need. Like now, I have 2 cell phones right in front of me and 2 computers. We need money to be able to do things. This is the way the world works. Money is good. Money is kind. In the hands of people that are already kind. Okay? Money is more valuable in the hands of people that are already kind. That have a conscience. Money is good. Money is good for me, is good for you. But awareness is good. Self-analysis is good. Okay, am I swimming in cash? Not yet. Not yet. I'm not swimming in cash, but I'm very happy with my life. Is my life perfect? Does my family get along perfectly? I won't even answer that. So, it's just simple steps, you know? Solitude is healing. Being surrounded by love is also healing. But learn how to sit with yourself so you can sit with other people and be healing and contribute and just be. Just by breathing, just by looking at them, just by being silent, just by smiling or grinning at them, you heal them. Through every gesture, through every song, through every joke shared, through every nice dish that you cooked, through the simple things. Watering a flower, giving somebody a cushion, a pillow, so that they will be more comfortable. Reading them a poem. Very, very simple things. So today, the light is nearly leaving me. So today, I saw this and I just thought I wanted to share this with you guys. I wrote it down. I didn't make a copy. And it was written something along the lines of this. I'll say it in Portuguese and in English. Some things fall apart in beautiful ways. Some things fall apart so better things can fall into place. This is by a poet called Sabina Laura. I just thought this was beautiful and it really touched my soul today. And another one, because we're going to have a lot of music and poetry, and we're going to talk about business, neuroscience, neuroplasticity, relationships, building relationships, transforming relationships. Another one was know this. This has no name, right? I just thought this was beautiful. A bit like hard, okay? But beautiful. Some people will not hear you regardless of how much, how loud, how truthful, how loving, how profoundly you speak. Wish them well and let them go. Let it sink in. Love people. Love people. Really do love them. But let them go. Let people go when they want to go. Okay, we did 40 minutes, guys. Oh yeah, and the tip for the book, right? So this is one of my meditation books. This one is the cover in Portuguese, but it's Scientific Affirmations, Healing Affirmations by Yogananda. I love this book. And they're very simple. So, and you practice them in a loud voice. Don't need to shout. A medium tone of voice, a whispered, and then only in your mind. So 4 times, okay? And you can do this 3 times a day, and you can choose different affirmations. This is gold, okay? And I don't sell this book. So there's a group called Self-Realization, which is the Yogananda official group. You can find it on the net, on Facebook, on Instagram, on Twitter. And they're based in LA, okay? This is the first place that he went in the 1920s. So we're going to be talking about him. I love him. I love you. I love you. You are loved. And not because you're watching this, but because you are. Even though we know each other or don't know each other, you're not alone. You're not alone. You may feel like you are, but that's an illusion. You're not alone, and you are loved, and you're beautiful, and you're strong, and you're art. Okay. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much. Kisses and hugs. I'll see you very soon. Next Sunday, 6:30 p.m. Brazilian time zone, Bella, Freedom to Be Art podcast. See you soon. Bella, Freedom to Be Art podcast, every Sunday, 6:30 p.m. Brazil's time zone. We're going to brainstorm together, find solution, learn something new every day. We're not aiming for perfection. We're aiming for joyfulness, happiness on a daily basis, every hour, every minute, every second, and you deserve it. Join me in this earthly journey and just let life embrace you. We're here for each other, and that's never going to change.